Hey, welcome back to RedMug Music. I'm glad you could be with me today. We're going to rediscover Duran Duran's classic album. Is it really considered classic? It's really not that old, but the album name is All You Need Is Now, and this is absolutely a fan favorite of a lot of fellow Duranis. They love this album and call it a sister album to the actual classic album Rio. So let's dive in, let's take a look at all the tracks, and I'll let you know what I hear. First, as usual, if you haven't subscribed already, or if you're brand new to the channel, first, thank you for joining us. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you get a notification every time a new video comes out, which right now it's still been one a week, but I promise I'm eventually going to get to at least 3 a week, and we're going to be covering other things rather than Duran Duran. So if you have any other albums or artists or bands or anything else that you would like to see coming from this channel, comment down below, let me know what those things are, and we'll be sure to do it. There's a few things that I have in my mind that I would like to, like Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair. That is one of my favorite albums. I would love to go over that, rediscover that album, because I really don't know if it's seen as a great album, rather than a couple, actually 3 singles that came off of it, but 2 that were gigantic. And I don't want people to just know those 2 songs. I want them to know the album, because the album is superb. It is a good album. So comment down below if you have any ideas. So as promised, let's rediscover All You Need Is Now by Duran Duran. Now, All You Need Is Now was Duran Duran's 13th studio album. And as you know, or maybe you don't know, it first was released digitally. It was like a truncated version of itself with only 9 tracks. And believe it or not, that's actually the version I listen to more than others, or more than the other, because I like the smaller albums. They tend to be a favorite of mine, except for the fact that it doesn't have Mediterranea on it, which is kind of sad. So All You Need Is Now is a difficult album for me, because I'm going to have to listen to the whole thing if I want to hear all the songs that I really, really like. But there's not one single bad song on this album. So just in case you're worried about what I say, and am I going to be mean or whatever? No, I'm not. This is a really freaking good album. But like I said, it came out as a truncated version, and then in its physical release, it was released with all the songs on it. It was 14 songs in total. And actually, I'm going to run over here to Apple Music and take a look. And even with 14 songs, it was still only 57 minutes long. Well, I say only. I consider 57 minutes to be a really long album. It's a little long for me, but so it has a Diamond in the Mind added that wasn't originally there, and Return to Now that wasn't originally there, that are very, very short. They're basically interludes or a reprise, from other songs. So, but the 9-song digital release was only 39 minutes long. So it's like that one was too short and the other one's too long. So maybe they should just add Mediterranea to the digital release and it would be perfect, right? So anyway, let's go through it. Well, I went through it song by song. I've got my notes here. They're my notes. These are the things that I thought when I just listened to the album. The order that I'm rediscovering Duran Duran's albums have to do directly with my second video that I ever released on this channel, which was a ranking of Duran Duran's studio albums. So you can refer to that to see where everything lies. But again, this one is All You Need Is Now, which is actually the first song. Now, as the first song, I think this is a really great start to the album. I love the distortion on Simon's voice. And then it goes into that melodic chorus. Now, if you've been watching me doing, covering Duran Duran with other videos, you'll understand that Simon's melodic choruses are what I'm here for. I love that stuff. It is just amazing to me. So he can... The verses can be just weird or not good or monotone or non-existent really, but when we get to that chorus, if it's a beautiful melodic chorus where everything just kind of comes into place, I'm here for it. This is why I like Duran Duran. The melodic chorus has a really nice hook, so it's really fun to sing along, and it's kind of anthemic, so you're going to want to sing along anyway. But the song has a nice full sound, and the chorus, again, to me, when you're listening to the song, the verses and everything, and then it goes into the chorus, it almost sounds like a different song. It sounds like there's like a little cutoff, and then it just goes into a chorus of a different song, which I enjoy. But Nick's keyboards, along with the drum, Roger's drum, I think it's very fresh, very exciting. The I don't know how you call it. In the very beginning, the keyboard, I find it to be, it's not typical. All right, it's just kind of a strange, chaotic, abnormal kind of sound, which I can take or leave. But I think starting this album and starting the song with that, with that keyboard was actually really good. So I just think All You Need Is Now is a really good song. So off to a good start. Song number 2 is called Blame the Machines. This is a really good Simon song, and it sounds very like a modern Rio to me. And it follows the same keyboard erratic play as All You Need Is Now. And besides Nina doing the female part, this is really just all a Simon song. I think this is a very good song showcasing Simon's voice, and I like Blame the Machines a lot. All right, song number 3 is called Being Followed. This has a really nice bass intro, and Dom, his like rocking guitar. This is so, Dominic Brown, in case. I really like the way the song starts, and I like listening to them too. It's a very Dom heavy song. It's got a really great chorus, and I love this bridge in this song. And every time I listen to Being Followed, I very often think it's kind of, it's not a James Bond theme song sounding, but it sounds like it would be in the movie somewhere. So, and it's called Being Followed, so that's perfect. So I think Being Followed is a really good James Bond song. Not a theme song, but just in the movie. Then we have song number 4, which is called Leave a Light On. The song starts out, tell me if you agree with this. When the song starts out of Leave a Light On, it sounds like Keane. All my British or foreign friends may know Keane. People in America may not know them as well. Maybe if you heard the songs. Keane is one of my favorite bands. Well, actually, there's 2 albums that they did that I really, really like, and I haven't really listened to them much after that. But when the song starts out, it sounds like Keane, and I like his song a lot, because it does sound like Keane. It's different for Duran Duran, but every time during the chorus, it's almost like I just wait for Simon to go out of tune, and I kind of feel like I hear him go out of tune, maybe just a little bit, but it may be the contrast between Simon's voice and his backing vocal, and maybe that's just kind of hitting weird with me, or it could be that I'm singing along and I can't sing that well. It's probably me. Yeah. Actually, the producer, Mark Ronson, he actually plays guitar on this song. It's like a chorus guitar. You can probably hear if you listen to it pretty closely. But my favorite part of this entire song, except for the intro that sounds like Keane, is the bridge. I think they do a really good job on the bridge. All right, song number 5. This one's called Safe. Actually, it's got a longer name than just Safe, but I didn't write it down, and I can't remember what it is. What is it called? Safe. Oh, In the Heat of the Moment. Safe starts out, it's got this really nice funk disco sound. I'm not a fan of the female part that's sang in the beginning by Anna Matronic or Matronic. Don't know her. She's one of the people in Scissor Sisters, right? I haven't listened to them, so I don't know much about it. And that distant vocal that you hear by Simon in the bridge is not my favorite as well. But all the other parts I really like. But even though I like all the other parts, I like the verse, I like the chorus. There's the beginning and the female part. It just kind of sums to a song that I don't really like to listen to. So Safe is not one of my favorite songs on the album. But like I said, even though there are parts that I really like, for the most part, I just this is a skip for me. Safe, yeah, it was part of the original release, so it was there. All right, song number 6. This is Girl Panic. This is only the second and final single that they released from this album, not including promotional releases. So I think that's really weird that an album this strong only had 2 songs released. I think, and we'll hit another song in a few minutes that I think maybe should have been released that wasn't actually in the original release, the digital release. Girl Panic. This is another song with Dom playing it's a very nice Duran Duran sounding guitar. So I really like Dominic Brown. I actually think he wrote this. He helped write the song, including Safe. He wrote that one too. But it's got a really good bass part by John Taylor and a very percussion-y drum by Roger Taylor. But I think I kept listening to the song and I'm like, what can I say about it? And I just really couldn't come up with much of anything. It's a good song. I mean, it's a really good song. It's Girl Panic. It's got a great chorus, but it's very commercial sounding. Probably maybe they knew they were going to release it for a single. But, you know, it's just a nice dance track. It's pretty good. Okay, song number 7 is called A Diamond in the Mine, or In the Mind. I always do that. This was not on the original digital release. This was added later on. So it's just an interlude, a reprise. To All You Need Is Now. And I love when bands do this. This is the artistic part that I really enjoy, and bands have the ability to do it, but they just don't. But Duran Duran has, they've gotten really good at interludes and reprises and just connecting songs or reminding you of a good song. It's just, it's just something about it. So again, it's very artistic. It brings you back to that, you get this real nice, All You Need Is Now as a beginning song was a really good choice, a really good song. And, now we're on track number 7 and you're being reminded of that song, but in a different artistic, way with strings and things like that. I think this is a really good choice and more bands need to do stuff like this. So kudos to Duran Duran. And then this song goes into track number 8, which is called The Man Who Stole a Leopard, which is a very strange title. And I don't think a song really means anything. It's just a song they wanted to do. It's another like Rio sounding track, thanks to Nick. And it's very The Chauffeur by him. But you have Simon singing one part, and then you have Kellis. She's, you got one part, and then you have Your Answer, by Kellis. And I don't think that was bad at all. I kind of liked it. I would prefer not hearing anybody but Simon Le Bon in Duran Duran songs, but I think this worked out really good. And in the end, the reporter was completely fabricated. That did not happen. This situation did not happen. It was based on a movie back from the 60s. But Nick Rhodes wrote what the reporter said. It was all completely fabricated. I thought it was real. I thought it was based on something real. I was sold on the fact that some guy stole a leopard. And I believed it completely. And it did not happen. So it's just a story Duran Duran made up. All right, song number 9 is called Other People's Lives. Other People's Lives, as much as I want to say this is a filler, I actually really like this song. This is a very fun and upbeat song on the album, so I think it has a different sound, which I do appreciate, but I don't think it sounds very Duran Duran. It's kind of weird to me that I just don't... I think this could be anybody else, but it's a fun track. With the carnival keyboards, and it's just a really fun song to listen to, but the message is not so great. All right, song number 10 is actually my favorite song on the entire album, and I'll tell you why. And this is a song that I think should have been a single. I really feel like it could have been a single. I listened to it again with the idea of it being a single. I mean, maybe it wouldn't have done so great, but I think Duran Duran fans would have loved it. And that's Mediterranea. Mediterranea is my favorite song on this album. Mediterranea, these types of songs is what I'm here for. This is the reason why I'm such a Duran Duran fan. It's not the reason why I began being a Duran Duran fan. I started listening to Duran Duran because of songs like The Reflex and Wild Boys, View to a Kill. That's what hooked me. Those, that era is what brought me in. But songs like Mediterranea are just so good. And the song is about an English love affair that they have with Summer Holidays, which is very interesting. It's got a nice slide guitar solo by Dom. And I love the backing vocal harmonizing. I love the vocals harmonizing with the backing vocal. And I think that's kind of a staple in these types of songs by Duran Duran. And this is the sort of thing that's actually happened throughout this album, is very good vocals, very good backing, harmonizing vocals. And I just think it just gives it a very good classic Duran Duran sound, and I love it. So, number 10, Mediterranea, my favorite. Number 11. Number 11 was not on the original digital release, and it's called Too Bad You're So Beautiful. So this was added for the physical release. Another disco track. It reminds me of Blondie. Let me know down below if you listen to this song, Too Bad You're So Beautiful, and tell me if it doesn't sound like Blondie to you. The singing, the way he sings it. It's an upbeat dance track that I don't listen to very much, but I love the vocals. I think this is a really good song. There's not one song on this album I don't like. Even if there's little bits and pieces of a song I don't like, for the most part, I like every song. The next song is track number 12, and it's called Runway, Runaway. I love this song. I think it could have maybe been a single also. Actually, let me look and see if it was on the original release. I don't know why I can't remember. Yeah, it was. It was on the original release. The way the song starts out, to me, it sounds very Keen. Again, it sounds like an upbeat Keen song. But Simon's voice is fantastic. I love the music. I love, the guitars. I love the keyboard is one of my favorite parts. Nick's contribution to the song is one of my favorite parts besides Simon Le Bon. But it's got a really good bridge, great chorus. This is a solid song, and that's why I think it could have been a single. And, maybe like to follow up All You Need Is Now before Girl Panic came out. Maybe that would have been the best way to do this. And then Mediterranea. I think they always do those slow ones last, just because, actually I'm going back. Yeah, All You Need Is Now came out in 2010. And Girl Panic was released not until April. It was really a long time before they released another song. I think this is a fan favorite only because it doesn't seem like this was pushed very hard by the media or Duran Duran or the record company. I just don't think they promoted it very well. I think the promotion came from, for the most part, them touring. So I think this album could have done better. It is definitely, you know what? I'll digress and go back. I don't want to give too much information about what I think about it because that's for the end. Anyway, Runway, Runaway, very good song. And then you have song number 13, which is called Return to Now. Another. This is an interlude. I like that interlude before the final track, the final song on the album. I think that's a really good touch. And again, it's thought, with an artistic mind. And again, I think this sort of thing just needs to happen more. And again, it's actually another reprise of All You Need Is Now. So they play All You Need Is Now first, and then they reprise it twice in interludes. I think this is brilliance. It's absolute brilliance. Return to Now. It's good stuff. I love this album. And then another, it's actually kind of a tie between Mediterranea and the last track on the album, which is called Before the Rain. as my favorite tracks on this album. This is another Rio sounding song. I'm sure there was a lot of thought put into, it's like, let's do another album, but let's use the sound from the past that just did so well, and let's reprise it. Let's bring it back, and I am okay with that because it just sounds so good. I love Simon Le Bon's voice and how he sings Before the Rain. It's got really good strings. It's Simon Le Bon's voice is fantastic. So so as a final song, I think Before the Rain was a home run. It was absolutely a home run. Having Return to Now and A Diamond in the Mind as interludes, reprises was brilliant. All You Need Is Now as a starting song was brilliant. This is solid music, solid tracks. I mean, I could probably pull maybe 2 of these songs out and leave the interludes in because I think they are artistically valuable in this album. And I think it would have made it a little bit more solid overall and not so long. And I think maybe people would have liked it better. But I love this album. I really think it's the modern day best Duran Duran album there is. I just don't know how you can get much better than this. Hopefully Future Past is going to be better, but I don't think it will. I think Future Past will probably rank in behind this for sure, because to beat something like this it's difficult. It's going to be hard to do, but we'll see. So that is my thoughts and ideas and explanations on what I hear when I listen to All You Need Is Now. I think there should have been more than 2 releases, at least 4. I think there could have been 4, definitely. I think it could have been promoted better without going on tour, which a tour was fine. I think it's definitely a sister to Rio because it sounds so much like Rio through and through. The songwriting is fantastic. John Taylor's, bass play is absolutely phenomenal. I think Nick Rhodes did a really good job. I love listening to Roger, and even Dominic Brown had a strong contribution to this album. Strong album. Strong. Very strong. So I think this is definitely like another tier up. This album begins the top tier of Duran Duran albums. So I think it's very good. What do you think about it? How does All You Need Is Now fare in your ranking of Duran Duran albums? Is it in the top 3, top 4, bottom 5, middle? Let me know. Comment down below. Let me know. Let me talk about my sponsor real quick, which is Holly Carter with the Magic for Less Travel. She is a travel agent that is one of the best that I know. She is very knowledgeable when it comes to Disney and when it comes to Universal. And I think if you need or want to go on vacation in these areas, if it's Disney World or Disneyland, she is the person to go to. So I'll put her information in the description down below, where you can click and go request a free, absolutely free, no obligation quote. And the best thing about Holly is even after that, when she gives you your best options, and she stays up on it with you. She walks you through it. She helps you understand anything that you don't understand. And then once you're actually in the park or going to the park or in your resort or whatever, if you need her, she's still there. She doesn't go away until you are complete. She doesn't go away until you go away. So you make that decision whenever you decide you're done. She's good with that, but she's going to help you from beginning to absolute end. So Holly Carter with the Magic for Less Travel. Check the description down below to get her information, and be sure to check her out before you go on your next vacation. That would be fantastic. That's going to be it for me. Check me out on Instagram at RedMug Music, on Twitter at RedMug Music. That would be fantastic. And just be sure you subscribe and click the bell so you get all the notifications and you can see the next video when it comes out. And also don't forget, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to be doing other things rather than Duran Duran, because there's only so many Duran Duran albums. And I'd like to do other stuff and really expand, so what do you want to see? Tell me what you would like to see. And we'll make it happen. So anyway, thank you for joining me this week, and I will see you all next time.